I'm here to revisit WrestleMania 2 from my WrestleMania review series. I reviewed this a year ago, but like I said, I didn't want to start the review series at WrestleMania 3. So, I just decided to revisit WrestleManias 1 and 2. Because, you know, you might change your mind if you rewatch a show, like I said in the last vid. So, WrestleMania 2 was on April the 7th, 1986. It was from the Nassau Coliesium, the Rosemont Horizon, and the Los Angeles Arena in Uniondale, New York, Chicago, Illinois, and Los Angeles, California. Yeah, this is a WrestleMania in 3 separate locations. Why? Well, in 1985 with Starrcade, the NWA and Jim Crockett Promotions decided to run Starrcade in 2 separate arenas, the Omni in Atlanta and the Greensboro Coliseum in Greensboro, North Carolina. Vince McMahon thought, well, if they can run 2 arenas at the same time, I'll run 3, because Vince always has to have a bigger inflated ego and does stuff like that. So he booked this really unique show. There are 12 matches here, 4 in each location, so the total star rating here will be 60 for the show. So, our first match of the New York portion, or technically Uniondale, but they keep calling it New York, but it's Uniondale, but whatever. And the first total match of WrestleMania 2 is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff versus the Magnificent Don Morocco, 2 Hall of Famers here. Match goes to a double countout. It's not that good, so it's a half a star. It's not a complete no-star match, but it's a half a star. So I think I gave it a 1 star in the last review, so I changed my mind about that. Next match is the WWE Intercontinental Championship match. It's the Macho Man Randy Savage versus George the Animal Steele. And since Randy Savage is going into the WWE Hall of Fame now, it's about time. That's a very long overdue situation. It's a very long and overdue honor. You know, I'll talk about that more in WrestleMania 3 review. So, anyway, this is an alright match. It's 1 star. I mean, it's not horribly bad, but it's not really good. It's 1 star, with Savage winning using the feet on the ropes for leverage. Next match is Jake the Snake Roberts taking on George Wells. This is a half a star match, primarily because Jake Roberts does 3 offensive moves in this match. He pokes George Wells in the eyes, he catches him with a knee coming into the ropes, and he gives him the DDT. And that's the end of the match. So it's a half a star there. The main event of the New York portion, and our 4th total match, is the boxing match between Mr. T and Rowdy Roddy Piper. As I said in the original review, I have no idea what makes a boxing match good, let alone a scripted boxing match, let alone a boxing match that is scripted on top of that. So, I don't know how to judge this as a boxing match. If it was a boxer versus wrestler, I could probably judge it somehow. But it's a straight-up boxing match, so I don't know how to judge it as a boxing match. I gave it 2 stars as an entertainment piece, but like I said, it's a boxing match at its core, and I don't know how to judge a boxing match. And also, I'll say this. The commentary team of Vince McMahon and Susan St. James is grating on the ears because Susan St. James should not be commentating here. In fact, they have 3 celebrity broadcasters, and none of them are any good. 1 for each location, and none of them are any good. Susan St. James is probably the worst because her voice doesn't promote good on television. I mean, I know she was in McMillan and Wife and all that, but that's really all I know about her, so. Joan Rivers here was the guest ring announcer for the main event, and there were 3 judges for the boxing, and there was a guest timekeeper, and all of this. So, and come to think of it, WWE, interesting thing I have to ask you here. Not that you watch this video, but why is it Joan Rivers gets a in tribute thing mentioned on Raw when she dies last September, and you don't give one to a former guy who worked for your company full-time in Big Daddy V ever, except the website? It was never mentioned on WTV when he died. I don't get that. But that's for another time. So then it's the Chicago portion, which also has three-person broadcast. This has a three-person broadcast spoof, which is Gorilla Monsoon, Gene Okerlund, and Cathy Lee Crosby. And no, I do not know who Cathy Lee Crosby is. I just know she was a celebrity. She's a tad bit better than Susan St. James, but not a lot. So the next match and the first match of the Chicago portion is the Women's Championship match. Fabulous Moolah versus Velvet McIntyre in about a 30-second match. That Moolah wins, and Velvet McIntyre's foot is on the bottom rope. And the ref didn't see it. I guess I was meant to go somewhere, but as far as I know, it never did. So, yeah. The next match is a flag match, although it's not a flag match. It's a basic match, and all the winner gets is to wave their flag around. Now, call me crazy, but if I'm not mistaken, isn't a flag match where you hang the two flags on individual corners, and whoever gets their country's flag first wins? Yeah, I've always thought that's how a flag match worked. Well, that's not how it worked here at WrestleMania 2. And the match is between Corporal Kirchner and Nikolai Volkov. This match is also no stars, as did Velvet McIntyre and Fabulous Moolah. Boy, the Chicago person's not off to a good start. So then we get what is the most famous part of the Chicago portion of this. The top two matches of the Chicago portion. And that is the NFL versus WWE 20-man Battle Royal that only had 6 football players in it. 6. Okay, 6. I would have made this even had it be 10 on 10. 10 football players, 10 pro wrestlers. What do I know? What do I know? They were always going to have a WWE guy win this anyway. And I'm not going to mention everyone in this match, because that would take way too long. So, Andre the Giant won it, and even though Battle Royals are never 5-star classics or much of any good, this is not that bad of a match. It's not that bad of a Battle Royal. It's 2 stars. But the match of this WrestleMania that is the best match on the WrestleMania card as a whole is the WWE Tag Team Championship match. The British Bulldogs challenging the Dream Team. This is a great match. It's a 3.5-star match. Which by 1980 standards would probably be a 5-star match today by 1980 standards. So, like, for those standards, it's a 3.5-star match. Very good match. The Bulldogs won, which is the right decision to do. And they had Ozzy Osbourne with them, so I found that kind of odd. But hey. Interesting, this was Captain Albano's 16th team he had managed to a tag team championship. That's why Captain Albano gets the name in wrestling as the manager of champions. For any younger viewers out there who may not know who Captain Albano is. But if you are somewhat younger watching my videos are derived more for the older audience. So if you are younger and you have me watching this, I'll try to explain certain things to you. But, So then we get the Los Angeles portion of this show. And we kick that off with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Hercules Hernandez. 2-star match. 2-star match. Steamboat wins. Next match is Adorable Adrian Adonis versus Uncle Elmer. Uncle Elmer is the cousin or uncle of Hillbilly Jim or something like that. I don't really know the storyline all that much between the Hillbilly Jim family. I don't know how. I know that they were all related in the storyline, but I can't tell you. I think Uncle Elmer was Hillbilly Jim's storyline uncle, but again, I was only, when this show originally aired, I was only 2 years old, so. Anyway, this match is no stars here. Next match, the Funk Brothers, Terry and Haas, or Terry Funk and Dory Funk Jr., if you want the technical thing, are taking on the Junkyard Dog and Tito Santana. 2.5 star match. Probably the best match of the LA portion. The Funk Brothers win after Terry hits the Junkyard Dog with Jimmy Hart's megaphone. So, that's really all that happened. I mean, it's still a good match. It's 2.5 stars. So, and that brings us to the main event. A steel cage match for the WWE Championship. Hulk Hogan versus King Kong Bundy. This is a 2-star match. Hogan wins. It was Hogan in the 80s after all, so that was a trend. And, you know, I'm not going to bash that decision. I would if this was today, because WWE at least knew how to book Hogan to where he still won, but he wasn't always winning in the 1980s, whereas they don't know how to book Cena now. And that's my only real gripe about him, has always been WWE booking, and that they keep asking him to do moves that he should not be doing. Whereas with Hogan, they had him keep it simple. They had him keep with stuff that his kind of wrestler should be doing, and I think sometimes the WWE forgets that. So, there were a lot of celebrities in this, but I'll mention all of them in the video description. So, out of a total 60 stars, this show is a 16 out of 60. So that is in the D range, because it's not really a good show. WrestleMania, even though it was not in the C grade point average, it was around there enough that I gave it a C minus, or a D plus, I believe. It was close to there, I gave it a D plus. So, if you like I will tell you this, the next video in this series is WrestleMania 3. A WrestleMania that many my age consider to be the greatest WrestleMania of all time. And when I get into the review, that's not technically going to be why it's considered the greatest of all time. It's not technically going to be on match quality. But there are a lot of reasons that I'll go into in that review why we consider that and hold that in such regard as the greatest WrestleMania of all time. So, if you liked the video, hit the like button down there, hit the subscribe button down there, and thank you for watching. And I will tell you this, WrestleMania 3 is my all-time favorite WrestleMania, and it's got my all-time favorite match on it. So, this is a thing that I watch every year, and I look forward to reviewing. That I never reviewed last time, because I lost the way to do the vids. So, thank you for watching. Bye.